Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop home station.
Indeed, a pleasure of us before you. Those with the most. Dr. Rosalie Smith. Call him John. Call him the Guru. They call him Coach. Big sight. And WVSW will be internet station #1 to present our lead host, known from as Dr. Let's make it do what it do.
Yes, it's going to be an amen moment today. I am Dr. Lawrence D. Smith as the introduction presented to you. This is Our Voice, and it's aired at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The idea of Our Voice is look at the grassroots perspective, focus on individuals and community needs at the local level. So we're going to be talking about how we survive, how we move around in our culture, to see exactly where the shame must return. And that's the title. My. I'm excited because, see, as I come before you each and every time, I want to be able to hopefully share something, but give you an opportunity to be interactive. This is Our Voice. As I say, it focuses on the grassroots perspective of individuals and community at the local level. We're also excited because you can chat with us interactively by calling in or making statements on our social media site. You can give us a call at 347-857-4192. Press 1, and I'll make sure I get you on the line by identifying the last 4 digits of your cell. Ask for your location, then you can chat with Dr. Lorenzo D. Smith, better known for many as Dr. Lowe. I'm excited because you can go to the web link as well. Enthused, excited, however you want to do it. I'm just joyful because you can go to the web link. And the web link is www.blogtalkradio.com/WVSW Radio, the internet station. You can check us out on Twitter. We post a lot of our shows on Twitter. And we're partners with the Brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter of Greenville, Alabama. So that's Zeta Phi Sigma _10 is their Twitter account. Also, my account is Lorenza D. 15. Our live broadcasts are brought to you on, at this point, 6 different devices. And 3 of the devices or social media site use the same handle. That is at Dr. L. Diaberto Smith. That's DrLDEALBERTOSMITH. That's Facebook, that's Big O Live, and that's TikTok. So you can check us out while we're being broadcast live on those social media sites. On Instagram, that's where, again, we're partnered with the Brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. That's Z Squad, Greenville, 1981. Then on YouTube, we want you to subscribe. And this is where you need to go. Type in the Smith Way Enterprises 5018, and you can subscribe You can check out our show. We're slowly working that into place so we can be able to provide you opportunity on YouTube to check this on a private setting or even on a public setting. So we're truly thankful for giving this opportunity. WVSW Radio, the internet station, we're number one, has listeners and watchers in 43 countries and on 6 continents. So as you know, when we're international, we're no longer just our local setup, because the goal was not to just be local, was to be international. So proud to carry the hat as the international radio personality that leads the many shows that we have on WVSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one, and we're proud of it. Also, we ask you to play a part by registering for WVSW Radio giveaway. You say, what is the giveaway? We give away hotel stays, varies from 3 nights, 4 days, to 5 nights, 6 days, internationally and nationally. We need you to register along with other raffle off prizes like gift cards, food vouchers, movie passes, car washes, and some of your well-known car washes that's in your area, along with books that we give away from the authors who came. We had an awesome author last night, along with a business owner that she did all of these things, a business owner, an author, a minister, a member of the D9. We truly was thankful to have her last night. That was, and I'll say minister, Sherelle Shea Barnes O'Fair. She's owner of Bye Bye Belly. She's one of those franchise individual. She has several books that she had an opportunity to write. We're excited to have one of the books available, and we will have it where you'll be able to check it out and be a part of what we're trying to do here. And it's exciting just to have these individuals who come on, share their thoughts, share their ideals on exactly what is going on. And you, if you're interested in taking a little opportunity to check out our book, she has several books. You can call Sherelle Barnes O'Fair at 912-409-5474 or email her Sherelle Speaks 89 at AOL.com. Again, that's 89 through Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated at AOL.com. The book, if you say you heard this information from WVSW Radio, the internet station, we're number one, it'll be $15 for a book and shipping. She's also, as she said, a owner of a franchise of Bye Bye Belly. And you can get in contact with her by typing in, go to the website. It's www.buyebybelly.com/Sherelle Barnes O'Fair. Type that in. Also, she have a segment on Facebook on finding your purpose. And if you're interested in it, just send that information, because on Facebook, she's Sherelle Barnes O'Fair. Check her out. She's doing some awesome things. We want to give her that shout out because God has blessed us to have these individuals on here. We also want to give a shout out to those men of the Blue and White family out of Greenville, Alabama, on Friday night, June the 21st, from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. They will be having a Summer in Blue. The dress attire is, everybody don't have to wear any blue. That's your choice. It's a summer in the blue. And you have to come grown and comfortable. No athletic gear. Please keep that in mind. As well as they're providing free heavy hors d'oeuvres. And you can get a chance to be there and bring your own bottle. Cost for this is $15. If you want to purchase a ticket, give the co-owners of Mary Ruth Restaurant in Georgiana, Alabama, a call. The co-owners is the restaurant, but the site for this Summer in Blue is the Harlem Event Center, and it's located at 119 State Highway 106 West, Georgiana, Alabama. But you can give the co-owners of Mary Ruth Restaurant a purchase a ticket by stopping by for $15 or give them a call. You can call Brother Marvin Lala Smith at 334-549-0950. Give him a call. Or you can see any sisters or brothers of ambition in Greenville, Alabama. The group president is Stephanie Cook. Contact her and you can purchase a ticket there, as well as any of the brothers of the Blue and White family of Zeta Phi Sigma chapter in Greenville. Thank you, brothers, for being a part. Thank you for sharing this with us, and we're glad we are partners with you. I'm excited because today's show is Shame Must Return. And as we talk, we got a couple of clips that we want to play from individuals who was kind of focused on saying shame, that you shouldn't be shamed, or shame should return. And we'll play those clips throughout the show. So just truly be prepared that we're going to jump in. The host of, we're going to play the clip, part of her clip from the host of the Minister Shannon Show. We're going to play that. And also a clip that I heard that I wanted to play in regards to an individual responding to saying that shame should return and we should bring it back. And we truly want to talk about that. So truly thank you for being a part of what's happening here at WVSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one. LORENZA@gmail.com. That's LORENZADSMITH15@gmail.com. Send your name along with a means of transaction. We wrap off these various things I mentioned earlier. Hotel stay. We'll pay for the hotel stay at a luxury hotel in world famous Orlando, or we'll go to Atlanta, the Mecca of the South, Black Mecca of the South, or also Black Mecca of the United States, or New Orleans, or Las Vegas. We have the various trips. Cancun, Mexico, Hawaii, the Grand National Park, Nashville, and we'll continue to build out where we'll be able to take care of the hotel stay. And all you have to do is once you win it, you make sure you go and activate it, and you have up to 18 months to take your travel. So you'll pay for your travel. Now we're just gonna pay for the hotel. That varies from a minimum of $950 for the hotel stay for those 3 days and 4 nights, up into $1,800 5 days and 6 nights. So thank you for supporting us by being here. I see many individuals joining us. Thank you so much for being a part of this. As we talk about shame must return, the last thing I want to say in our promo, our beginning, is that sow a seed of $1. I'll say it again. Sow a seed of $1 with WVSW Radio at Cash App $LORENZA SMITH. But make sure you put the D in there. LORENZADSMITH. That's the alphabet D. Okay, thank you so much. And we will send out a love offering varying from $5 to $100. You don't have to go and get your name in along with a means of transaction. And there's 4 means of transaction: Cash App, or PayPal, or Venmo, or Zelle. Send it to Lorenza D. Smith 15@gmail.com. I had to jump back to make sure we got that in. Let's talk about shame must return. You know, it's so amazing throughout life. We have gotten to the point that we're so at times lackadaisical toward things. And we're getting to the point that we're not able or capable of really letting people know they're out of order. You know, the dress attire that you see was amazing. I was out earlier and I went into a vendor, and there was 3 individuals in there that's working behind the counter. And it was a young lady that came in, and her shorts was up way above the cheek area. And she came in, and the young man was providing her, you know, a service she needed in regards to the vendor. And one of the other young ladies there was saying, well, you know, just speaking and talking with her. And I guess she was trying to, you know, draw a little attention from everybody that was in the site. And it's a small venue. And one of the other young men, quite young man, probably maybe his 20, 21. And she kept saying that you won't look, or she wants you to look. And then she said something, and the young man said something, who took her order. She paid her money, she went out the door. And then he said something, and she went out, and you could see the way she's going. Look at her. She walking bow-legged and everything. It's no shame in your game when your cheeks are hanging out and you're not a very, you know, it's a certain age, I think certain things you have to put down. You have to put to the side, and you allow maybe a younger cultural individual or special younger people to be able to wear those things, but everybody can't wear. See, it's no shame. Shame must return, but before shame can return, we must truly be able to identify what shame means. Because a lot of times people don't truly understand what shame means. See, shame is a painful feeling of humiliation and distress, which is caused by a consciousness of wrong and foolish behavior. That was foolish behavior because of the level. Not so people gonna kick back. It's okay, you can kick back. Truly, shame must return. But when you get to a certain point in your life, you shouldn't try to outdress your daughter or your granddaughter. And I'm giving you a range of this age might be. You're trying to outdress your daughter and your young daughter. I mean, your granddaughter. And that's not work. You should have enough to shame that if you become a grandparent, with the young people, that won't fly. We got to have some shame. That foolish behavior or the wrong behavior in your presentation is not good. See, we have to be conscious of how we leave our home. See, we ain't gotten to the point that we really don't even care about how we come out. People will accept us how we are. We have people coming out, and some people get upset bonnets all over their head like they still sleep, or they go out with pajama bottom, slide that's round, house shoes from the house, and they in a venue that you should be dressed appropriate. And in my mind, it's no shame. It's no feeling of embarrassment because we haven't gotten to the point that anyone say that person is inappropriate, you're going to get counseled. See, we have gotten in this society that we are afraid to continue with some sense of structure. And there's a structure should be the way you dress. We got no shame when you go to church and you dress inappropriate, where you may be sitting, you have a split up all the way up to the crowds area, and you're sitting there so individuals can see. See, that was a time when you came that way. They were in their attempt to put something to cover you up, but it's no shame. See, shame is feeling of embarrassment, and we have people that don't feel embarrassed. They don't feel humiliated when they do things. See, it's supposed to arise, shame does, from the perception of having done dishonorable, immoral, and improper things. The dress attire of that person was improper. It was just improper. The dress attire of some other people is improper. Went to another venue, young man come out, went in the store, but when he come out, pants were down to his almost below his knees. See, that's improper. I don't care what the fad is. I don't care what you do, but that's improper because that's a reflection on every individual who looks like him. And it shouldn't be, no matter how well I can go in that dress, but other individuals get impression of the culture of us because of what? It should be some shame. It should be some dishonor. It should be some immoral thoughts in your mind. It should be a feeling of improper. People too many times have gotten to the point that they just don't believe that shame exists. They don't feel ashamed. See, when people who experience shame usually try to hide the thing they feel ashamed of. People who experience shame usually try to hide the thing they feel ashamed of. See, when shame continues to occur, it becomes chronic. It can involve feelings that you are fundamentally flawed and uncomfortable feeling of or guilt. See, individuals, because we won't say anything, don't feel like they're fundamentally flawed. They're not uncomfortable because everybody moving, doing their thing. Shame must return. And we have to continue to hold each other accountable. See, this is our voice. The voice that allows you to advocate grassroots, meaning your neighborhood, your community, your family, views, needs, and aspirations. This is the voice. And you can be a part of it by calling in. The call-in number is 347-857-4192. Press 1. I'll make sure I get you on the line by identifying the last 4 digits of your name must return so we can have a sense of structure. We have to have it. When we're talking about being ashamed, we have to know that you really realize that your behavior is bad behavior. And shame can be addressed when you define it as a self-conscious emotional arising. A self-conscious emotional arising. See, the problem we have, we quickly talk about individuals of various cultures do not show their emotion. But the truth of the matter, in a gender particular, they have their emotions, but they understand some of the consequences of showing your emotion. But that don't mean you can't do it. I advocate you to be emotionally intelligent. I advocate you to be emotional stable. So shame is all about getting you in order, making you adjust that bad behavior, how you dress, how you present yourself, understanding that the way you present yourself affects everyone that looks like you, whether you believe it or not. I don't care if your income is up in the have or the have not. Whatever you do going to affect those individuals. So we have to bring back shame. We can't sit around and allow it to continue to spiral out of control because it is a self-conscious emotion from the sense that something is fundamentally wrong. Because you know when you stepped out with those shorts, that's so short, and you know your age don't allow you to be in them shorts, you wear them anyway. Because you know what? You say it's my body and I do what I want to do. And the thing about it, you have to understand shame will get you back in order. See, with shame, we often feel inadequate. If you got to wear those shorts, you got to feel inadequate and you're trying to get people attention. You're self-doubting yourself, see, because of that conscious state that you have, that you're aware of, that maybe I can't get attention when I dress in an appropriate way. I can come in dressed in this improper way and I'll get that attention. Shame come back. We have to really understand it. We'll give a shout out to our first sponsor. Truly, let you know that, see, God is good and has worked with us to bring us thus far. And I'm so glad that he spared me so I can be here today. This is Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace.
If you want to purchase the best soap and perfume scents in South Central Alabama, contact Soap Gym by Jackson and Grace. The owner is Ms. Jennifer Jackson. Contact number 251-369-1344 on Facebook. Type in Jennifer Jackson or Charlie Angel. There's several items like bombshell, chance of a lifetime, lucky lover, straight savage, man power, room lotion, and calming lavender sea salt. So please check her out. Again, that number is 251-369-1344. So Jim by Jackson and Grace.
Give a shout out to Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace. That's Jennifer Jackson. You can go to Facebook, type in Jennifer Jackson or Charlie Angel, or give her a call at 251-369-1344. And she can tell you what her inventory is. Text her and she can get back with you and contact you and let you know. This is a small mom and pop operation, do a lot of pop-up, and she truly trying to grow. You can truly support what she's doing because she has some of the best perfume and soap scents in South Central Alabama. So truly, thank you so much, Jennifer, and your team for allowing us the opportunity to share your product with everyone else. I want to give a shout out to quite a few people that's joining us, and I want to kind of stroll through. And I hate to reach across and people take it away from some people, but some of the names stroll quickly. We have Zoni, Jennifer, thank you so much. Miss Bailey joining us, thank you so much. Come on. You also have quite a few individuals. You have Susie, thank you. Rose, thank you. Everett Freeman, thank you so much. Along with Sunflower for joining us. We want to say hi to Hattie. Say hi to Everett. Thank you so much. We got a couple of users here. We have Banton. Thank you so much. We have Ace. Thank you, Ace. Bird. Thank you. We have a face with a big smile on it. Thank you so much. We got CHMD #1 joining us. Nancy Boat. Thank you so much, Nancy. Along with HLP 1947. Patricia, thank you so much. Fun team, thank you so much. We want to say hi to Patricia. VC, thank you. Ada, thank you so much. Keena, thank you so much. Carla, out of New York City, thank you, Carla, so much. User Sarah, thank you. We have a heart, 2 heart. Diana, Diane, say, LaShawn, thank you so much. We have Caroline, thank you, Carolina, thank you so much. Tally, Marlon, thank you so much. One Chef Project, 1834, thank you so much. DeJora, thank you. Again, Rosa Jordan, Mimi, 1982. Thank you, Mimi, so much for being here. Rosalind, thank you. Martha, we have also Love joining us. Kim, thank you. Ruben, thank you. Those individuals. As I hit, I wave at them. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Truly a blessing to have you here and be part of this. I want to kind of focus on what causes shame. We just gave you a meaning of shame. But most researchers suggest that shame arises from a sense of scrutiny, ridicule from the other person who are more powerful than us. See, shame come in when you actually hold people accountable for it. When they're doing something, you have to address it. That's where I think we're at the grassroots level. We got to start doing it in our neighborhood, doing it in our homes to make sure that we hold people accountable for how you dress, how you come out, how you act. These are kind of things we have to, because you don't want to get to the point you have to go face to face with them. There's got to be some point where we show our young people that you just can't, do this without expecting something that will relate to you being scrutinized or ridiculed when you do things. See, shame need to come back. When you are dressed appropriate, it needs to come back. Because if you don't dress appropriate, if you don't dress that you say, well, things are different than it was 50, 60 years ago. Yes, it's different, but you still what you was. And if you were in your 40s and 50 years ago, you wasn't, someone was just born or someone just growing. So right now, you already seen how it was. You have to make the point, do I want to be scrutinized like that, or I just don't care? Maybe that's it. Let me give a shout to Sabrina. Thank you, Sabrina, for joining us and being a part of it. Is it Sabrina Kane? I am 3. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of what we're trying to do here. Martha, thank you for taking time to be a part of this as well. And I'm trying to stroll through and hit some other people. We also have Wilma joining us. I'm going to say hi to Wilma. Roosevelt Anderson is joining us. As we talk about the causes of shame, we have to understand that parents who withdraw their love and expression, contempt, or disgust toward their children increase the experience of shame. This is stated by Lewis in 1995. See, there's million different experiences that might lead to shame. However, when we're getting to the point that we don't want to shame or be able to address bad behavior, then we're losing at what we're doing. We need to focus on having some sort of structure in your home and in your community, in your neighborhood, in your organization. We have to say you have to dress appropriate. You have to come out of the house understanding that how you dress and people see you affects the culture. We have to, and see, that's how shame has to be put into play. See, when we're talking about causes, we're talking about that we have to have standards. See, you have to have standards for yourself. And these standards you create, allow you to interact with others, the way you interact with others. See, when you dress appropriate, it seems like a different thing. I maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I go out, I make sure I'm dressed appropriate in a professional manner. I feel like this professional with a bow tie on or a tie, a suit, and on Saturdays, I just put on a suit and go out and go to venues and purchasing something. Because people say, man, you just, see, we have to get back to say this is a standard. We talk about the situation as we look back at the civil rights and how our individuals who were marching was dressed. A lot of the young people have no perception, understanding, because they can dress any way they want to and think it's okay, and say, well, they were, I have heard some young folks say, when they hot in them suits right there, you got a point bigger than what you feel and what you think. See, the point was that we're going to come dressed as church-born individuals, come and represent in a manner so those individuals that in other cultures can see we're no different than they are. See, we have to have standards. We got to get back to standards. We got to understand there are causes when you don't have any standards that into play. You create the situation where people can scrutinize you, where people can see you in a form of contempt. They can see you as you not able to do what you're supposed to do. You can be ridiculed. See, when we get back to ridiculing and get back to addressing situations instead of scared to say anything to anyone, then we're going to be with the problems that we have today. Truly the problem. We want to look at the symptoms. There are some symptoms of shame, and a lot of individuals don't want to look at the symptoms. But before we do that, we want to give a shout out to our next sponsor. I'm really excited about this group because the team is doing an awesome job. They have a venue down in South Central Alabama, and it's a restaurant, have the best Southern cooking in South Central Alabama. So we want to give a shout out to Mary Ruth's Restaurant in Georgiana, Alabama.
Family-friendly environment? No better than Mary Ruth's. Mary Ruth's Restaurant, located at 261 State Highway 106 in beautiful Georgiana, Alabama. Great food in a family-friendly environment. Mary Ruth's Restaurant offers all-good breakfast. All the things that you need, including and local breakfast. Home-cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Mary Ruth's Restaurant specializes in a meat and 3 vegetables meal. And meat and 3. Also, home-cooked hamburgers, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, and much more. Barbecue Saturday and a dog cover and made from scratch, including the desserts and so much more. 261 West State Highway 106 in Georgiana. Mary Ruth's Restaurant. Call today, 334-362-4032. That's 334-362-4032. Mary Ruth's Restaurant. Home-cooked meals, family-friendly environment, great food. You can ask for more at a restaurant. Mary Ruth's Restaurant in Georgiana. Breakfast from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Lunch from 11 to 2. And dinner from 5 until 9. Barbecue Saturdays begin at 11 a.m. and last until 9. Mary Ruth's Restaurant in Georgiana. Home-cooked food with a family-friendly environment. Now on 11 a.m. until 5 p.m.
That's Mary Ruth's Restaurant in Georgiana, Alabama, located at 261 State Highway 106 West, Georgiana, Alabama. Give them a call, as I mentioned earlier, with Marvin and a member of the Blue and White family and his wife, Katrina. You can give Marvin a call at 334-549-0950. Stop in, give him a shout out. Let him know that you heard this on WVSW Radio, the internet station is #1. You can call to our chat line. The number is 347-857-4192. And repeat that, 3. I get you on the line so you can share your thoughts by calling out the last 4 digits of your cell. Ask for your location, and you can chat with Dr. Lorenzo D. Smith, better known as Dr. Lowe, as we talk about shame must return. We talked about the meaning of shame, the causes that are associated with shame. Now we're going to look at some symptoms. Once you can see some of the symptoms, you kind of understand. Sometimes it can become an issue if you continue not to address it. But if we're continuing to bury our head in the sand and see shame as being okay, it does more damage to our culture than it does to help us to say, okay, everybody can do what they want and say what they want. No, your right stops when you infringe on mine. So if you're doing something that infringes on my rights, you need to adjust it. If we talk about symptoms, there are many symptoms that relate to shame. The first one is emotional. See, we always talk about emotional maturity, emotional stability, emotional IQ. We have to keep in mind if we're emotionally unfit, where we feel unworthy, bad, inadequate, embarrassed, is not fitting in. It also can lead to difficult controlling of your emotion, your mood swing, and your extreme feelings. So it's important to understand these symptoms do occur. These symptoms do occur. Behavior is the next symptom. Looking down, slumping shoulders, keeping head low instead of standing up straight. These are some good examples of behavior. Psychological symptoms. Shame can lead to negative thinking, which cause depression and anxiety. A lot of people try to hide the anxiety, hide their negative thoughts and feelings by using addiction or addictive behavior like alcoholism, drug abuse, sexual addiction, and overeating. There are other symptoms that you might see, but you need to be able to recognize these symptoms may need to require help. But some people have gotten to the point that they actually have these symptoms and they just feel like, I'm not going to allow those symptoms to get me down, so I'm going to go do what I want to do. Shame must return. We must do more to make sure people understand you can't continue with that bad behavior because you can do what you want to do. I don't want to get crossed up the thing. When we're talking about symptoms, we're talking about once you recognize that you have a problem with not understanding shame. So if it return in the emotional, the behavior, the psychological, and others, then you make sure you get some kind of support. Because there's a lot of things that can come out of it. For example, in the area of others, shame can lead to perfectionism. Anger issues, isolation. Have just been around someone that encounters some situations that feel like since folks have been on them that now they're going to become so aggressive toward you and they don't hear nothing you have to say. They get angry, everything you do have to say. That does happen. See, when we're talking about perfectionism, it can manifest a feeling dealing with shame because you never feel like you're good enough. Anger issue can always be a way to distract from feelings of worthlessness by attacking others. Your action, your word, your gestures attacks others because you're ashamed of who you are, and you have to address those issues. Isolation can lead to the feeling of loneliness and shame. Feeling of sensitive, being worried, feeling of unappreciated, used, or like others taking advantage of you. You say, I ain't let nobody take advantage of me. Because you know what would happen, you might be ashamed. Feeling rejected, regretful, inadequate, like you have little impact on what's going on. So you try to get their attention by doing something that everyone would see that you have some kind of direction. Uncontrollable blushing or being afraid. See, that's what shame is all about. Those are some symptoms that we have to make sure we're able to address and look at. I will give a shout out to our next sponsor, which is I'm really excited about this young lady. Matter of fact, I received the communication. She wants to do an interview with me. She's the CEO of Blue Impression Public. I thank her for taking time to be here. That's Lena Payton Weld, the owner, operator of Blue Impression Publishing.
To share your inspiring story with the world, look no further than Blue Impressions Publishing, the premier publishing company that specializes in creating meaningful and impactful books and journals. Blue Impressions Publishing, veteran owned by author Lena Payton Webb, offers comprehensive services to bring your vision to life. Their mission is to empower writers, mental health professionals, consultants, coaches, and spiritual leaders to make a positive impact through their publications. Not only do they publish your words, they give you the strategy to be a successful author and earn an additional source of income. So whether you're an aspiring author or a seasoned writer, Blue Impressions Publishing is the publishing company for you. Don't let your story go untold. Visit the website today, yourartisticexpressions.com. You can also call 833-951-2665 to learn more about their services and to get started on your publishing journey. Blue Impressions Publishing, where inspiring stories leave a lasting impression.
Give a shout out to Lena Payton Weld, the CEO of Blue Impressions Publishing, member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. It's located in South Central Alabama. You can give her a call to speak with her at 833-951-2665 or go to Facebook, type in Lena Payton Webb, and it will populate the information. You can DM her and you can find out how she can help you publish whatever you want to put it out there, how the strategies and how the marketing part go about, and she can do that. So you can give her a call or go to Facebook. Thank you so much, Blue Impression Publishing, for considering us to publicize what you're doing. As we talk about why shame is important later in life, our personal sense of shame may also help us meet our own expectations and live up to our value. Some of us have a lot of expectations, just sometimes too many expectations, and don't understand what's our worth and our value. But it's one thing about shame. You got a sense of shame, which is a personal sense of shame. It'll help you meet and understand that you might have too many expectations. You might not even understand your value. You might not understand your worth. See, a feeling of shame tells us we're disappointed with reasonable expectations that we hold for ourselves. In essence, it violates our own self-choice in regards to value. A potent regulator mechanism in our human interaction that helps us avoid doing things that harm others, and finally to lead to guilt and guilt feelings. Our title, Shame Must Return. We got so much is going on. We got a lot of things that we need to come together and talk about. We need to make sure it's in our homes, in our neighborhood, in our community. So if you go do something, you should be shamed because you make the family shame. See, we have to get back to that old saying, that old traditional thing 50, 60, 70 years ago, that whatever you do, your family are going to be held accountable for. And a lot of people don't understand. And the military is like that. If you will act in the military and your family members on that base and do something, it can cause you to be removed off that base. And see, it used to be in the days if you do something, it'll get back to your ancestors, or get back to your parents or your grandparents, and they will address you. They will make you feel shameful, making the family shameful. We need to understand when we go out of our house, we have to dress appropriate, that we don't have our family being ashamed. Don't have I don't care about it. It's not important. I'm going to do me. Fine, you can do me, but don't do you till you put me in the culture that we're in an unlikable situation. Shame return. And truly it's important that we talk about it. And I had a clip that I wanted to play. And that clip deals with one of our hosts of one of our the Minister Shannon show. And she was talking about shame and talk about shame being brought back. And this is about a 30-second clip. And I want to make sure we play it so you get a chance to hear what was said on that show. And it's going to be a couple things she's talking about, but she really wants to share with us to get back to understanding shame is needed to be in our community. This is Minister Shannon on the Minister Shannon Show.
I feel from the same thing. We need to be aware of our surroundings, aware of how we present ourselves to our children. It's so important. So Minister Shannon of the Minister Shannon Show spoke about shame. Let me put a clip in regards to what she said about shame.
Now, I said, wait, that's a good thing. But I don't think it's been all a shame. We just don't have any more shame. We're saying that we need to bring shame back. We need to bring shame back. On the overall of shame, the topic tonight is I am tired, and I have been posted that on my Facebook page. I am sick and tired. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to get into topics, 3, 4, 5 topics. I'm just thinking
just a clip about we need to bring shame back because individuals are sick and tired, people not even considering how they dress, how they act, and just doing too many things that are just not right. Because just because you do it and the outcome may come to you, but it's a bigger picture they need to focus on. We need to focus on the culture, how we can not put the eye on us in a negative way. See, we always, then when we sit around and expect somebody else to come in riding on a white horse and kind of change things, we can do that. We have to put shame back into our life and our community. Understand that you can be ridiculed for doing things that are not right. You can be scrutinized, and we have to do this. Let's hold everyone accountable. So when we talk about shame, there's a toxic shame that we have going on, and we have to know what it is and then how we can recover. See, toxic shame is a feeling of worthlessness. See, when you go out and do something, you feel, well, wow, that wasn't right. I should have done that. And see, I'm not worthy of representing my even family at times. So we have to truly understand that. And that feeling of worthlessness that can develop when someone internalize negativity from others. So we have to understand when it's a toxic shame, it can get to the point that the individual that have no shame can be very toxic. They be in a relationship, they create problems. See, we have to understand that when you have toxic shame, it can lead to a cycle of negative self-talk and other negative feelings. We bring shame back, then you'll understand I can't do that because I know it's a negative impact on me and my family. See, toxic shame can have a significant impact on our personal emotional development. We always talk about that person toxic, but it's also all those persons shameful what they're doing. They don't understand their emotional development is centered around shame and centered around toxic shame. We got to understand that we can overcome this toxic shame because we have to embed in our lives and in our community, in our family, that we need to be prideful people that can hold each other accountable. Because if we don't do it, there's going to be a few other things that affect our personality and our relationship. Because if you have toxic shame, it can create mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, those saying PTSD. So we have to make sure we don't put ourselves, if we encounter that, we need to work on recovery. We need to seek the right help to make sure we can deal with the situation at hand. See, we have to start focusing on overcoming toxic shame and change the way we think, change the way we dress, change the way how we act, because we need to know that we have to be in order. We have to have some structure. That way we can continue to grow together and move forward instead of being stuck where we are. And everybody is all for themselves. We all are here to make sure we have an opportunity. Yes, we have to protect ourselves, but not at someone else's cost. And that's why I say appropriate dress, appropriate way to act, appropriate way to conduct yourself allows our culture to grow. I'm putting it big and wide. I want it to be as big. You realize shame must return, because you got a little shame where you know if you do something, you're going to be ridiculed or you're going to be scrutinized for it, then you won't do it. We got to bring shame back. We have to be in a point that we understand that compassion is important. We have compassion for you. We understand you're going through some challenges, but we also want you to understand that you need to be held accountable for your action. So you need to understand self-awareness, be mindful, and patient. We need to make sure those things are in the play. That way you won't allow yourself to be in a toxic situation. It allows you to overcome toxic shame, which is face the root of your shame. That means it's important to understand and examine your feelings. Don't go with, I don't care what nobody thinks, I'm going to do what I want to do, because it doesn't matter. It does matter. Because it affects you fully. All your well-beings are affected by you not addressing the things that are going on in your life that you know that's not right. The shameful things. Become aware of how you talk to yourself. See, some people can talk to you the way they talk to themselves. That's why they have no shame, because they don't have any shame communicating with themselves. Have none. Observe how you react to certain things. Have compassion for yourself. That way you can have compassion for others. Understand that what you do will affect others. Practice mindfulness. Said that earlier when we were talking about self-compassion. See, mindfulness And meditation can work wonders. Recognize when you're feeling shame, because the mindfulness can help alert you to when you are feeling shame and you are toxic to your friends and your mate. See, shame thrives in dark places. See, that's why we said when you do things, you can be ridiculed or scrutinized. That's a dark place. But that's holding you accountable. Say, I won't do that anymore. I won't come dressed out. I won't come out with those shorts where, it's showing half my cheek and I'm 40, 50 years old. Sorry, it's a certain dress. Let the young folks dress the way they're going to dress. You're not the dress. You're taking on a different, once you put years of maturity down in your belt. Yes, you need to be shamed. You need to be shamed how you dress, how you present yourself. Bonnets, house shoes, pajama bottoms, clothes that's not appropriate to be outside. You have to be shamed. And we got to bring shame back. See, recognize when you're feeling shame. Also, seek support. See, the thing about it, we say people is okay. We got this mentality of the eighth place of mentality, participation. Everybody should get a trophy. And life is not like that. When you have structural accountability and responsibility, everybody don't get a trophy. You have to learn to work within society. And if you're having a struggle, seek support. Seek support. Find a network where you can talk about how appropriate I should dress, how appropriate I should act out in public. These are the kind of things we have to look at so we can be successful and not bring around toxicity with us when we come and show up. The shame come into play. If you're toxic, people don't want to be around you. They're ashamed of you. Okay, if it's family members or whoever it is. See, that's where shame come into play. When you realize people don't be around because you're toxic. And you need to make adjustments. See, always keep that in mind. There's shame and there's guilt. And we all must understand that shame and guilt is like, what's the difference between shame and guilt? We'll give a shout out to our next sponsor, which is L&T Storage Lawn Service, LLC.
That's right, Harvard. Check out L&T Storage Lawn Service, LLC. The managing expert in South Carolina. For information, call the Power at 333 7401. Again, that's 334-300-7001. Or you go to Facebook and check out Anthony Stallworth. PM Anthony, and you can connect with me. So the stores are making
You can check out and obtain information on the manicure expert of South Central Alabama. That's L&T Stallworth Lawn Service. I can give Mr. Stallworth a call at 334-300-7401. Or you can go to Facebook, type in Anthony Stallworth. It'll populate his information, allow you to DM and find out what areas do we serve in South Central Alabama. He said all of South Central. There's some things he's willing to do. Thank you so much, Mr. Stallworth. Oh, he's a member of 586 Fraternity Incorporated, and also a co-host on sports show on Wednesday night. We'll be more or less returning in the fall in August. We do a little bit I do a little bit talking about various sports topics, but it's focused on historical Black colleges and universities and high schools in the South Central as well as southeastern part of the United States. Truly, let's look at shame versus guilt. And many of us lump guilt, shame together. They are both self-focused negative emotion. See, if you don't think you're worthy of anything, self-worth, you're not self-aware, and you will not be able to deal with shame. Because anything people do, you still have a problem because you're not understanding your worth, you're not understanding your awareness. It's important that we focus on that. But we have to remember that they both interact with others, and they both can be involved with mental health disorders. Shame and guilt are actually quite different from each other. First, guilt arises as a result of some action we took or did not take. We may feel regretful that we didn't do or we did what we did. It makes us feel bad. Guilt activates a motivation in us to change our behavior. So if you know you're going out dressed that way and you know that is not appropriate, that should be a guilt. There should be some shame. See, guilt will eventually lead you to understand that some shame come along with it. But guilt is different from shame. Shame, on the other hand, when we say you're guilty, then you might feel a little shame arises from the result of negative evaluation. See, that's what shame does. You come out with the money, come out with the house, you come out with the dollar, bottom and top, and you go walking in the store, you look around and see if people looking at you. See, that's that shame that's inside of you. You know that eyes are on you because you're not appropriately dressed. You go to church, as Minister Shannon said, you need to bring shame back, how you're dressed, coming to church. And Minister Shannon had a show focus on that in church, how you dress. Sick and tired of individuals just come just like they want. We want them to come as they are, but you still have to be dressed appropriate to present yourself. We truly want you to understand. So when we're talking about shame and guilt, we have two situations here. Guilt was truly give you that self-focus, along with shame too. See, it'll get you to focus on a negative emotion. Guilt truly can motivate you, but it arises as a result of some action you took or did not take. So shame arises from others seeing you. So we can have a hard time changing our behavior to reduce our emotion. See, shame motivates us to hide or retreat. See, if you're ashamed, you ain't gonna go dressed that way. Whether you go to church, going out. So you can't go to the club and dress the same way you go to church. You can't be coming out of your bedroom and walking in public like you're out in public. You're out here, it's appropriate, it's not appropriate. Should be some shame. Bringing back shame. Our title is Shame Must Return, Part 2. It's been exciting talking about each and every one of these topics, but as we get ready to close out, just remember shame and self-esteem. See, shame is a self-evaluation emotion. It causes you sometimes to self-evaluate yourself and create low self-esteem. So why would you want shame? Because it'll allow you to evaluate yourself, then you can make the adjustment. You can turn that negative self-evaluation to a positive evaluation. See, your self-esteem can, once you evaluate your emotion, can move in a positive direction. You move from a low to a high when you know exactly what's going on. Sometimes shame and guilt gets you in that position to evaluate your self-worth and evaluate your self-awareness. This is what you have to do. You have to make sure you understand what is needed for you to be successful, how you can cope with it. Because we do have to cope with certain things that goes on. See, truly, it's amazing that when we move out in life, we want to understand all aspects of life so we can be accountable and responsible. We have to understand shame, put it in the right perspective. We have to understand guilt, because we understand how to cope with it. And there are several ways that we can cope with it. But before we move to coping with it, we want to take this opportunity to address our sponsor, TriStat LLC. We're so excited to have this young man and his team sponsoring a segment on our show. It is good to have young people having a dream and working hard to get to that dream. So, Mr. William Scott, I want to say to you, thank you so much for believing and trusting us to get the word out about TriStat LLC.
TriStat LLC, for your business. We provide specialized business and medical consulting services. TriStat LLC meets your consulting needs in the area of engineering, accounting, research, and management service sector. Contact William Scott at 334-330-5438 or 334-526-0228.
TriStat LLC, that's how they roll. They're a consulting firm that can meet your need, as Mr. William Scott. Number is 334-320-5438. Give them a shout, give them a call. As we look at how ways to cope with it, we got to keep in mind that a lot of people struggle with shame, have many struggles against shame, but you have to accept your shame and do something different. That's the first thing you need to do. Accept your shame. That way you can use your time valuable. Explore what causes shame. Find the root of the problem. Keep a journal. That's how you can journal to help you slow down this process and examine your self-talk. Challenge your untruths, unhealthy belief. Connect with others in a neutral and a positive interaction, which is your seeking social support. Learn mindful practice, mindful techniques to help you deal with the shame. There's a lot of ways to deal with it. But first of all, you have to understand that you know you're being scrutinized and ridiculed for what you're doing. That way you can fall in that ability, and that's the area of being shamed. And then you can use all these resources to get yourself back on track. But you have to realize that you're doing things that are not appropriate. You should practice self-compassion, as involving becoming truly attentive about your inner wants and needs. So we're talking about your inner self. Focus on what you can control. You control how you leave out of your home. You can control what comes out of your mouth. You can control your actions. So that's what you need to focus on. If it's a shameful thing you're doing, you can control that. That's why our title is so important. Shame must return. That way we'll begin to control what we do. We can practice self-compassion. We can seek the help that's needed so we can be successful. We can learn mindful practice to deal with situations, whether it's slowing down your breathing, whatever it might be. But we need to focus on what's going on today. You know you did it. What you need to focus on, how can I get better so I can improve my life in the present and in the future. And the final thoughts is we're going to discuss and say why we must return to shame. First of all, shame is a complicated negative emotion. Luckily, we want you to keep in mind, if we name our shame, we can start working with it, and hopefully start improving our well-being. All of the well-beings, our mental, our emotional, our physical, our spiritual, our financial, our psychological, and our social well-being. See, also, shame must return due to our modern thinking in regards to how we deal with individuals. See, we when we're ashamed, we go into this sign language. And the acronym, when we say sign, the S truly is that you're ashamed. And your response to shame, and we know we always got to hit back, is we go into insults. And then the G in the sign is guilt. And the last thing that offset, you know you're ashamed and you're not in the right position, you need to be right. So you keep talking and talking and talking so you make things feel right. In our modern society, using sign language does not help you fight against shame. It allows you to sink deeper. So truly, it was awesome. As we close out our show, we want to give a shout out again to those brothers of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity for co-sponsoring a lot of our shows, especially our day shows. They come in the moment and say, we're supporting what you're doing. Thank you, brothers, so much, of Zeta Phi Sigma chapter, and this is their advertisement.
If you want to contact those folks on Facebook, or you can go to Instagram and that's Sanctify Sigma Gringo, which is number 10. If you want to tweet them, go from that Sanctify Sigma _10. Brothers of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, we're proud of your picture too. What is it?
So shout out to the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. As I mentioned, they got a Summer in Blue party on Friday night, June the 21st. You have $15 is the cost to enter into the party. The featured artists will be DJ Daryl E-Train Elliott from the Big KD out of South Central Alabama and Central Alabama. This event will be held at the Harlem Event Center at 119 State Highway, 106 West, Georgiana, Alabama. They will provide free heavy hors d'oeuvres, and it's a BYOB affair. Starts at 7 o'clock, so make sure you can put your meat in the place. Put your meat in the seats and enjoy yourself with some great music. If you need to get a ticket, you can go to Mary Ruth Restaurant, located at 261. You can see Brother Marvin Lala Smith and Sarah Katrina Roper Smith, and the brothers and sisters of Ambition out of Greenville, that's the Cook, and those of Zeta Phi Sigma chapter. If you know one and they're sharing the information, contact them, or you can email Zeta Phi Sigma Greenville at gmail.com if you want to get a ticket for $15, or you can give them a call at 334-467-7261. This is WVSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one, and we're so proud to come before you. We want to tell you we love you from our heart. God has blessed us to be able to do that. And truly, truly, Hashtag responsible. We ask you to be. Bring back shame so we can be responsible, accountable for our action. Because we know that we can be ridiculed and scrutinized when we do things that we know that causes something against our culture or us as individuals. Self-awareness, self-worth is so important. Hashtag make it do what it do. Hashtag keep on grinding. We want to be the best at what we're doing. Hashtag communicate for understanding. We got this. We're going to make it happen. So truly, we want to thank you for joining us today. It's been exciting to have you and talk about this topic on WVSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one. And on tomorrow, we're broadcasting at 7 o'clock p.m., Tell the Truth Prime Time. The show is hosted by Lisa F. Levine. I am her producer and her co-host. Looking forward, and this show focuses on just plain on life issues. And we're going to talk about mental health and men. Father Day was the Sunday just passed, and Black fathers matter. Their mental health matter even more. Truly, thank you so much. So join us at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WVSW Radio. That includes Big O Live, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube television, and Blog Talk. So good. He has blessed us one more time to come before you. So as we get ready to close out, I want to just focus on some closing music. And we're just so thankful to be able to do this. We're excited. If God had anything else for me to do, I'll still do it. But to be able to do this, man, I tell you, God is good. All the time. And all the time, He is good. So let us get ready to close out with WVSW Radio closing music. And we do have it. I am strolling to the spot right now. Sometime now, information move a little faster than usual. But as we get ready to close out, I want to tell you all, I love you. It ain't a thing you can do about it. Have an awesome rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Tell the Truth Prime Time. That talk show that focuses on just life issues, and from day to day. Yes, by the grace of God, I'm Dr. Lawrence D. Smith, the host of Our Voice, lead host of WVSW Radio, the internet station we nominate. It's God grace. Have an awesome rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Tell the Truth Prime Time with our host with the most, Lisa Levine.